What happens when a Hollywood legend's big dreams crash into a doctor's raw truth? A community health clinic on Chicago's South Side stands as a beacon of hope, its walls lined with faded posters about flu shots and free screenings, the air thick with the sharp scent of antiseptic and the faint hum of an overworked AC unit. Fluorescent lights buzz overhead, casting a stark glow on scuffed linoleum floors and rows of mismatched chairs filled with patients. Mothers soothing crying babies, elders gripping canes, teens lost in their phones. Outside, a late summer breeze rattles a clinic sign. Care for all, a promise that feels both bold and fragile in the humid dusk. The lobby buzzes with energy. Volunteers in bright blue vests pass out water bottles. A local news crew adjusts cameras, and a small crowd of community leaders and donors hums with anticipation. Robert Downey Jr., 60, steps into the scene, his tailored blazer sharp against the clinic's worn backdrop, his salt and pepper hair catching the light, his grin radiating charisma. He's here to launch Health for All, a charity initiative to fund free medical care for underserved communities, a cause rooted in his grandmother's stories of surviving the Depression's hardships. His team, PR manager Lena, security chief Marcus, and a handful of aides, flanks him, clutching clipboard and smartphones, ready to turn this event into a viral sensation. But a storm is brewing, one that could spark chaos or ignite hope. Can a single voice shift the course of a movement? Have you ever fought for someone who couldn't fight for themselves? Stay with me. This is where it all begins. The clinic's lobby is a tapestry of struggle and strength. A toddler chases a stray balloon, giggling, while a nurse in faded scrubs hurries past with a tray of syringes. A handwritten sign declares free checkups today, a lifeline for the uninsured. Downey steps to a makeshift podium, a folding table draped with blue cloth, his presence silencing the room like a spotlight. The crowd, a mix of patients, staff, and donors, fixes their eyes on him, some snapping photos, others whispering about his films. Behind him stands Dr. Elena Rivera, the clinic's lead physician, a woman in her 40s, her white coat crisp, a stethoscope looped around her neck. Her dark hair is pulled tight, her eyes sharp but tired, a clipboard her constant companion. She's kept this clinic running on sheer wool, patching together care with shrinking resources. And today, she's here to back Downey's initiative, or so the crowd assumes. Cameras roll, microphones hover, and the air crackles with unspoken tension, like a fuse waiting to ignite. Downey raises his hands, his voice booming with that Tony Stark energy. "Folks, we're here to change lives," he says, his grin wide, his gesture sweeping. "My Health for All initiative is the real deal, the best shot these communities have. We're bringing free care everyone, slashing costs, and making clinics like this thrive. It's a revolution, and I'm proud to lead it." The crowd claps, some nodding, a few donors in suits exchanging smiles. Lena, the PR manager, types rapidly on her phone, live tweeting the moment. But Dr. Rivera shifts, her fingers tightening around her clipboard, her jaw clenched. Downey presses on, his voice soaring. "We've done what nobody else could. We're fixing healthcare, one clinic at a time, and it's working like a charm. You're going to hear stories, real stories, of people getting the care they deserve." Dr. Rivera steps forward, her voice cutting through the applause like a blade. "With all due respect, Mr. Downey, that's not true," she says, her tone firm, trembling with frustration and resolve. The lobby falls silent, the clapping halting abruptly. A volunteer drops a stack of flyers, the paper scattering across the floor. Downey turns, his arms still raised, his expression shifting from confidence to shock. "What did you say, Doc?" he asks, his voice dropping, eyes narrowing. Dr. Rivera holds up her clipboard, her hand steady, her voice rising to fill the stunned room. "I said it's not true, sir. This clinic has turned away dozens of patients this month because your initiative isn't delivering. People can't access the care you're promising, and we're forced to watch them suffer." The crowd gasps, shock rippling through the room. A reporter's pen skids across his notepad, a nurse covers her mouth, and a patient in a wheelchair leans forward, eyes wide. Downey's face hardens, his hands dropping to his sides. "That's a bold claim, Elena," he says, stepping closer, his voice sharp but laced with charm. "You're telling me my initiative, the best healthcare push out there, Is failing? I don't buy it. Dr. Rivera stands firm, her eyes locked on his, her stethoscope glinting under the lights. I'm not here for games, Mr. Downey, she says, her voice steady but raw. I'm here to save lives. Last week, a single father came to us with crippling chest pain. We couldn't run the tests he needed because his coverage under your program wouldn't pay for them. He's home now, praying he doesn't have a heart attack, because we had no choice. The lobby feels charged, the tension so thick it's suffocating. Downey's cheeks flush, his voice rising to match hers. That's not on me, Elena, he snaps, his hands moving in that animated Tony Stark way. We've poured millions into clinics like this, more funding than anyone's ever given. If you can't make it work, maybe the problem's with your setup, not my initiative. Dr. Rivera's face darkens, her grip on the clipboard tightening until her knuckles pale. Funding doesn't fix a broken system, sir, she retorts, her voice piercing the murmurs. Your initiative promises care for all, but it's leaving the poorest patients behind. We're turning away people every day, mothers, workers, kids, because the coverage gaps are too wide. I'm tired of watching families suffer while you claim victory. Cameras zoom in, capturing every word, every flicker of emotion. A volunteer whispers to a nurse, her eyes wide, while a donor in a suit shakes his head, visibly uneasy. Marcus, the security chief, edges closer to the podium, his hand on his earpiece, ready to step in if the crowd turns. Downey takes a step toward Dr. Rivera, pointing a finger, his voice booming across the lobby. You're out of line, Elena, he says, his tone cutting. I've done more for healthcare than anyone in this game. I'm not here to be lectured. My team's built something incredible, and you don't get to tell me it's failing. Dr. Rivera doesn't flinch, her voice steady but heavy with emotion. I'm not saying you don't care, Mr. Downey, she says, her eyes unwavering. I'm saying your initiative isn't working for everyone. That father? He's not a number. He's a carpenter, a coach, a dad who reads bedtime stories to his kids. Right now, he's scared he won't see them grow up because we couldn't help him. Tell me, sir, how is that a win? The lobby falls silent, her words hanging like a weight. Downey freezes, his finger raised, his mouth open, no words escaping. The crowd holds its breath, the air crackling with anticipation. For a moment, the standoff feels like it could erupt. A reporter shifts, his camera clicking. A patient coughs nervously. Lena types frantically on her phone, drafting a statement to manage the fallout. But Downey lowers his hand, his expression softening, his voice quieter, almost introspective. You're saying people are slipping through the cracks? He says, his eyes searching Dr. Rivera's face. She nods, her shoulders easing slightly, her voice firm. Yes, sir. That's exactly what I'm saying. We need a system that covers everyone, no gaps, no exceptions. Downey takes a deep breath, running a hand through his hair, his gaze flicking to care for all sign, its faded blue letters a silent challenge. He turns back to Dr. Rivera, his tone steady but sincere. I hear you, Elena, he says, his voice carrying a weight that hushes the room. I didn't come here to argue. I came to make things better, really better. If there are cracks in this initiative, we'll fix them. That's a promise. Dr. Rivera blinks, caught off guard, her clipboard lowering slightly. Downey gestures to his team near the lobby's exit. I'm going to have my people dive into this right away. We'll look at every case where patients were turned away, every gap in coverage, and we'll make sure no one else falls through. You have my word. The crowd murmurs, surprise and relief spreading. Dr. Rivera exhales, her expression softening, her voice genuine. Thank you, Mr. Downey, she says, meeting his eyes. That's all I wanted, for someone to listen, to act. Downey nods, a small smile breaking through, that Tony Stark spark flickering. You're a hell of a doctor, Elena, he says, his tone warm. Keep fighting for your patients. We'll fight for them too. He offers a quick handshake, her hand firm in his. The crowd breaks into light applause, the tension melting into fragile hope. Downey turns to the cameras, his voice rising, charisma in full force. You heard it here, folks. Health for all is just the start. We're going to make healthcare better, stronger, fairer for everyone. That's what we do. The applause grows, volunteers clapping, patients nodding, even the skeptical donor joining in. Dr. Rivera steps back, offering a respectful nod, her stethoscope swaying. Downey gives her a quick pat on the shoulder, then strides toward the exit, his team trailing. The news crew scrambles after, cameras flashing, while the clinic staff watches, a renewed purpose in the air. Outside, the Chicago sun sinks, casting long shadows across the parking lot where patients and families linger, buzzing about the standoff. A mother in a worn jacket holds her son's hand, whispering, "Maybe they'll help us now." An elder with a cane nods, his voice gruff. He's got the cash in the voice. Let's see if he uses it. Inside, Dr. Rivera resumes her rounds, her clipboard a symbol of her stand, her eyes bright with cautious hope. A nurse approaches, hesitant. Dr. Rivera, was that the right call calling him out? Elena sighs, glancing at the Care for All sign. "I don't know, Maria. I spoke for our patients, for that father, for everyone we've lost. If he keeps his word, it was worth it. Let's see what he does next." Volunteers stack chairs, collecting flyers, their chatter alive with possibility. A teen patient, earbuds dangling, posts a clip of the standoff online. Hashtag Health for All trending fast. Downey's team, now in a van to their hotel, reviews footage, Lena crafting a statement. Our DJ hears the people. We're doubling down on Health for All to close every gap. Stay tuned. Downey leans back, phone glowing with notifications, his mind on the father Dr. Rivera mentioned. He tweets, "My real hero today, Dr. Elena Rivera. She's fighting for you, and so am I. Hashtag Health for All means everyone. Let's do this." The post explodes, comments flooding, some praising, some skeptical, all engaged. The clinic pulses with life, its doors open, its staff fighting on. This moment, this clash, this promise, is a spark that could ignite change. It's not just about healthcare. It's about people, stories, lives. That father, that mother, that kid, they're why this matters. So, what's your story? Have you ever stood up for someone who needed it? Would you have challenged Downey like Elena, or trusted his promise? Hit that subscribe button for timeless tales to catch more stories that shake your soul and stir your heart. Drop your thoughts below. Did Elena do the right thing, or should she have stayed quiet? Is Downey's promise enough, or does he need to do more? Like, share, and let's keep this fight alive. Your voice could change the game. Join us, and let's make Care for All real.